Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Nyet to Clutter, Sim to Simplicity. I am Raff.
And I'm Anastasia, and today we're diving into something we hear all the time, and that's misconceptions about minimalism. We thought it would be fun to unpack a few bigger ones, and then maybe try to land on what minimalism actually means, at least for us. The first one is one of the bigger misconceptions is that minimalism means owning as little as possible.
I disagree. There's different spectrums of minimalism, right? So you have some people that are extreme minimalists, and then we have people that are not. I consider myself not on the more extreme aspect.
With all your clothes, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, with
40,
all of
43
my
items, who are you fooling?
all of my clothes.
All the minimalists are, having a bad day knowing
I
that.
like. I tried. So let's go back to what minimalism is having the
you.
essential. For me, minimalism is having the essential. It can be people, it can be things, but it's essentialism at the end of the day. So not have lots of repetition of the same thing, not having a lot of redundancy, but I do like some redundancy. So for example, for my clothing, I have two of each. So I like the redundancy in that aspect. But for example, if we're looking at my kitchen appliances, I don't have two air fryers, so it really changes from what are we thinking about in terms of, okay, so yeah, I don't like this, oh, you need to have one of each and that's it. I don't like rules. So I don't think minimalism should be put in a box. You cannot put me in a box. I have different
You're
layers.
too big.
Well, also very big. It has a big box. But I mean, I am a multi-layered person, right? As a musician, as a graphic designer, as a photographer. I do lots of different things, and people are like, we always try to fit you in this mold, and it doesn't work. I don't believe in molds or in boxes or in rules. So I don't think minimalism should have one. So I feel like I'm more of an essentialist than a minimalist. I don't agree that it's owning as little as possible. I agree that it's owning whatever you need to make your life function. That's what minimalism is to me, with no clutter. So you walk into a space, and we're going to talk about interior design and spaces. You walk into a space and you are not overwhelmed by things.
I love this podcast and our dynamic because we are different minimalists.
We are.
To me, if it was my way,
Yeah.
I could have as little as possible. We're talking about like one of those foldable Japanese mattresses on the floor, zero furniture,
Right.
zero everything, like
So
five.
you're more on the extreme
Yeah,
side
like
of
five
minimalism,
pieces
yeah.
of clothing. Like that's my jam.
Yeah.
Like if I could live that way,
Right.
if I was single without a kid and without a dog, like I would 100% pursue that.
Interesting.
So yeah, it's interesting because you're more like, okay, let's focus on what's important and kind of cut through the clutter. And
Yeah.
I'm like, where are my matches? Let's burn this shit down.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, there is the minimalists talk about that, the combustion rule.
Yeah,
Remember we talked about it in
yes.
previous episode? That, okay, this is in front of me. If this catches fire, would I replace this?
No.
Yeah. There you go.
Unless it's my Japanese mattress
There
and
you
my
go. 'Cause
five
you
pieces
need,
of clothing.
yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
it's
Yeah.
so funny.
So yeah, I like to have. Well, we're gonna get into the space on the next question. So
What is the next question?
let's you cannot have nice things.
Oh yeah, so that's the second misconception. You can't have nice things as a minimalist.
I completely disagree with that. I believe that when you focus, when you are an essentialist, a minimalist, you, because of that, you are not spending money in compulsive shopping, let's call it that. So you can and you should, and that's what I try to do. I try to buy one of the thing that I want. So I will spend money to have I don't need to have the best or the most expensive one, but I need to have something that is very high quality. So that's going to last me 10, 15, 20 years. So I don't have to buy it again. And when we're talking personal objects and furniture, I like to have one of each, and that's it. I focus on something. I do a lot of research. So I have nice things, and I am a minimalist.
Oh, yeah, I agree. I have an expensive taste.
Of course.
First of all,
Yeah.
like if I see, I mean, there's a few things that I really enjoy that normally cost a lot of money. I would say that if I can have this very nice watch, like I'm into watches, like not
Yeah.
digital ones, but analog ones. And, am I tempted to buy one once in a while? 100%. I mean, it comes back to personal finance as well, and like your budget and your lifestyle and what suits you best. But what I think the beauty of minimalism truly is like because it's such a holistic approach to your life, ultimately your finances do get better.
Yeah.
And then because you don't want to bring more stuff in, you focus on the highest quality and then you just purchase that. And normally it would have lasted you 20 years. Now it's more like 5, but that's the world we live in.
I was watching this podcast and Charles Barkley was talking about Julius Erving, who was a guy from the 70s that inspired Michael Jordan and all that. And then he advised Charles Barkley to sell all of his cars because he had 7 cars. And then Charles Barkley was like, no, but I like my cars. And then Julius Erving looked at him, Dr. J, and said, how many cars can you drive at once? So I tried to have one of each or 2 of each if we're talking about clothing, but I like to have nice things.
All right.
Interior design, yes.
Well, it's not only related to
Yes.
fitness, but the minimalism aesthetic is beige, gray, white, and black. And
Okay.
to address this, for listeners, I'm wearing a hot pink tank top just to kind of counter that from the get-go.
There you go. So when I think aesthetic, I think interior design. I love interior design. I study that a lot. I watch a lot of videos. I'm not gonna become an interior designer for other people, but I like to be an interior designer for myself, right? So minimalism became a style in interior design. And then they have something called stark minimalism. So stark minimalism is straight lines, gray, white, black. And it looks like you're walking into a museum. And then people were like, I'm not sure I like that. I need some warmth. So then warm minimalism was born inside interior design, and that is beige. So beige, brown, like natural tones. And then instead of the straight line, you have like the shape. It's like things you find in nature. So it's more curvilineous. It's a different way of seeing it. My style is industrial Scandinavian minimalist, but I love warm tones mixed with, so it's like, like I said in the first answer, I don't like rules. I don't like, this is you. From now on, because you're a minimalist, your house is gonna be gray.
Yeah.
No, I don't like that. Yeah. So I have pieces that have metal feet in it, but then I have wood on top of it.
We have the same piece of furniture.
Yeah, we have the same piece of furniture. So it's more of it's industrial, but it's like a warmer industrial. But I don't prescribe to, oh no, it needs to be this. Talking about clothing, I feel like I'm a minimalist because I don't have a lot of pieces and I repeat a lot of the things that I wear. And most of the things I wear are gray, black with a little bit of white in it.
Yeah.
But that's because of my skin tone. It's like I don't feel like if I wear like something yellow or beige, it feels like I'm going to disappear. So I don't have it.
But you haven't done your color analysis.
I have done my color analysis.
Yeah?
Of course I did.
Okay.
My sister was like, do that.
Yeah.
But
what did it say?
But there's also the eye test.
1 second.
Okay, the color analysis said that I'm better with like grayer to black, like darker tones.
Okay.
Because if you closer to my skin but the eye test, I had when I was growing up and until a couple of years ago, I had like brown things, and I was like, that is not you. That does not look good on you.
No.
So I don't have it anymore. So I have different shades of gray and black. That's where I go with. And then if I want to have some color, I have beanies. I have a McLaren beanie that is papaya.
Yeah.
I have a Dodgers beanie. Please don't kill me. I'm a Dodgers fan. There's very royal blue.
Yeah.
And then Lakers, it's purple and yellow that I thought this is a bit too much. So it's black, but it has the yellow and the purple in the logo. And if I want to introduce color, those are my beanies.
I feel like sage would be a good color on you.
Okay. I have a shirt that I wear at work that is almost the same as your top. So it's very, it's purple.
Hot pink.
It's kind of more like a purple thing.
Yeah.
And I have green, like military green pants that I wear to work every time. And then I have two shirts that I circulate, and the flannel shirts that I circulate. So I have 4 looks for work. That's it. My entire year. And I have one of my closest colleagues, and he's very fashion oriented. And he started noticing that I have a capsule wardrobe.
Yeah.
And I have the same bottom, and I just changed the tops. And he was like, you're smart. Because I keep thinking about what I'm going to wear at work. And then I looked at him and said, you know no one cares, right?
Oh,
At the end of the day, it's okay if you repeat stuff. Yeah. So you have seen my flannels because sometimes I wear them on the podcast. So one is more of a yellow to black, like not yellow, mustard yellow kind of thing. And I feel bold when I'm wearing that because it's not my everyday color. So I wear them sporadically, but I will wear them as long as the gray and the black is layered in it. But again, oh, you're a minimalist, so you have to do this. No, I don't.
Yeah.
Who told you I have to do this? No, I'm not a rule follower. I'm a rule breaker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to be very afraid of color almost, and that's because I'm not into fashion. You know, we've already established that fashion is not something that I take a lot of interest in or think about. So it just like, so I used to just wear like black and white. And then my mom was saying, stop wearing black, it's so dark, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. And I was like, okay. So then I was like, what other colors are there?
Right.
So I guess like beige, right? So then I started wearing and beige.
Right.
And then like maybe a year ago or two, some of the minimalists started talking about their color palette or whatever it's called, right? And I was like, oh, I look like some of them, and they look so much better when they wear these colors. And then I kind of did like research or whatever, and then I found out my color palette. And truth be told, it's not something that I would go for normally. Like pink, for example, never used to be a color I would ever wear. But here we are.
Here we are.
It's in my palette, and I do notice that like when I wear the white and the beige and the black, I look much more sickly than when I wear my colors.
Awesome.
And in terms of my home interior, I mean, it's really warm, I would say, you know, and I have a small child, so I'm not about to make him depressed by living in like a cage. So there's
or in a museum.
Or in a museum, right? So there's a lot of color, there's a lot of like drawings that my son has made, and it's lovely and warm.
And you can also decorate your house by putting art up, whatever it is. I have some vinyl record covers that I use as art and other things, and they have color as well. So it's also, and it's breaking all rules, and I don't care.
And you know what? I feel like if I lived alone, again, like we're going back to that, I feel like I would not care as much about that. I think I would care about some warmth, but ultimately I think my house would have been like a very minimalist kind of aesthetic where it's like white, beige, gray, black.
And another thing that I just thought of going back to interior design is that when we talk about the minimalist aesthetic in interior design, it doesn't have a lot of texture and a lot of layers. And both of us, we love a throw on our sofas.
Yeah.
And that's very not.
And look at our podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
Background here.
So yeah, and when we were watching the first episode that we recorded here, when we were watching it, we're like, oh, this looks so nice. It brings a lot of texture. So yeah, we're not minimalist in aesthetic.
I know.
For sure.
And then you were like, oh, it's too busy. And I'm like, no, leave it. It's good because when people get sick and tired of watching us, at least they can look at this beautiful background here. Look at that. Look at all this.
So if you have only listened to our podcast, this would be a great chance for you to go on our YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Watch Anastasia with the pink top.
You gotta see me in my hot pink.
And this background.
Yeah.
It's lovely.
It's lovely.
All right, everyone. That's it. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode. Anastasia, what is the question of the week?
Tell us in the comments, what were your biggest misconceptions about minimalism before you started?
Don't forget to find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube. Until next time on Nyet to Clutter, Simple Simplicity, where we cut through the chaos and help you simplify life, work, and everything in between.
Bye.